SMF Street Traders, we would like to once again, when we look at buying in these kinds of sectors, we have to make sure that we're always buying what we call the best of the breed. And there are many reasons for it. You had a breakout off of this lower weekly bottom. Number one, you had that 2-week reversal. On the second week, there wasn't no big sell through like this big bar here. It was shallow. It took it right out the next day. It got right above the 200-week moving average, and it broke out 3 weeks to that high on Kraft Foods. Kraft Foods, you know, it's not a high beta stock like internet stocks and all the other kinds of things, but we do cover some of the good ones because if you buy enough shares and you have a couple thousand shares and over a period of time you can make some money. You don't get rich on it, but it's still a very nice, you know, on a couple thousand shares and pick up about $4,000, or you can let it keep going. Anyway, what I really want to point out here is that's the closing price of 31.80 on Kraft Foods, and the total volume traded on the day, 6.4 million shares traded. The intraday highs on Kraft was only 5, and the lows were 15. Within that combination between the lows, how many lows were made, and how many highs were made on that 6.4 million shares. The other important thing that we really want to focus on is the bullish call buying activity, SMF MMTs. What we have here is a $30 is a strike price. In this column it is a call, okay? And this expiration that I have here is 10/16. The total volume traded, heavy volume traded on that $30 strike at 73,082 contracts, 82 contracts. Check this one out, MMTs. What's even nicer is that the 122 2011 $25 strike in the money now. Remember that Kraft closed at 31.80, so these contracts are all in the money calls. But let's take a look. The last print was $6.80 on the calls, but let's take a look at that accumulative total volume that we have here is 246,632. What's even more fascinating, MMTs, is the 1/21/2012 calls of 224,800. So it looks like to me that what he did was the same buyer here is also the same buyer here in 2012 because of the amount of contracts are so close. And it looks like it's a big bullish buyer on, we've had a great breakout, and basically that's the open interest. That's the bullish chart on Kraft. It also has an ascending bullish weekly signal. And also you have to be a little bit careful up in here for people, innocent people. I never told you to buy it. That's for darn sure. This video is for the SMF MMTs. They'll know how to trade it. But right now they need to be aware that we're 92.70 overbought right here, and we have made a great rally. The problem is that the rally is going to get weak for you Kraft owners, which is good. I mean, you know, that guy put his money where his mouth was. I'm just looking at some other times here. All right, so let me pull that down. Let's get back into the actual chart. I've seen what I needed to see. Let's take a look over here at where the bearish part, if it doesn't clear this, it's going to be very bearish. So Kraft has got to take out, and you can see what was happening back over here in these years. That's 2008, and we went straight down. And then 2009, Kraft didn't do that well. But this is the major resistance line. Now, having said that, let's go back here again and take a look at this top on here from these years, right here only. This is 2008, right here. We are hitting that line right now. It is also a huge weekly distribution sell bar. Goes forever almost. Goes right off this part of the chart. Keeps going down. That's the other part. That's a very bullish cycle to the breakout. It has its pullbacks. It had its breakouts here. And then they failed, and they came down and tested, and then we've had this breakout. So we've had leg one, leg two of the breakout of one reversal. So we got a first right side of the market, the second weekly side breakout of the market, and everything is working in our favor. We're top heavy on the price action. Next major area of resistance, MMTs, after pointing this all out to you, is going to be exactly right there at 33.58. Give or take a few pennies. I'll show the MMTs in the SMF trading platform. Once again, we have extremely bullish interest on in the money calls that go out to 2011-12, and even that 73,000 is hooked right into that October 16th expiration.